What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Yamcast. This is episode 83. 83. My God, that's a lot of Yamcasts.
So many Yamcasts.
We're starting to cook up some ideas for Yamcast 100 as we approach it. But today is going to be a great episode. We're talking news from Honda. We got two news items from Honda. They seem to be copying another motorcycle, perhaps. And they've also got something for automatic motorcycles. If an NC700 is just too damn hard to ride, well, Honda's working on something that might be a little bit easier. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And then we've also got news from Triumph as well. Electric bikes and dirt bikes. We'll be talking about that. And then we're going to have a segment on the Yamcast talking about the motorcycles we wish existed. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's our DM segment, is it not?
Yes, it is.
So people are going to be chiming in, telling us what motorcycles they wish existed. We're going to give you guys the bikes we wish existed. That'll be a lot of fun. And then at the end of this Yamcast, we got another trivia contest. White and I are going to go head-to-head, brain-to-brain, as it were, and try to figure out who knows more random tidbits of knowledge about motorcycles.
Currently stands at 2-1 advantage Yam.
It's pretty good. I would think you'd have a better advantage given all the scripts and everything else you've written, but maybe that knowledge just kind of seeps out of your brain over time.
I can only fit in so many random esoteric bike facts.
Yes, same. Yeah, people ask me questions like, oh, you don't know this random bike? I'm like, brother, I can't remember all this stuff. I'm not Rain Man. But stick around, guys. It's going to be a good one. Alright, Spite, which news item do you want to start off with here?
Let's dive in with our juicier tidbit of Honda news to separate the Triumph stuff. That we'll hold that one to the end.
Oh, bummer.
Let's start out with this project from Honda, which is pretty wild. This is a complete autopilot system for a motorcycle. Now, I'm not sure if you saw that video from moons ago. This is like years and years at this point of some dude in a white lab coat doing like striking a T-pose while his motorcycle followed him out of a door.
I think I do remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So that was a Honda motorcycle. I think that was even before I started riding.
Yeah.
That came out. And I was like, whoa, that's wild. This thing is going to automatically balance itself, and you could literally like have it follow you around like a dog.
Noobs will still find a way to low-side it.
Yep. This here is basically the evolved version of that, which is motorcycle autopilot systems.
Oh, dude.
Which, that's nuts.
Okay, let's before we look at the tech, which I'm sure is going to be really interesting. What is the merit of a bike that rides itself? Because if you think about it, a car that drives itself, sometimes you're just stuck in traffic. You're like, I wish this thing would just drive itself, you know?
Yeah.
But a bike is meant to be enjoyed in a way. I guess maybe not for people who commute with it. I don't know. Do you think there's the merit to the idea of trying to create this?
Not really. I mean, maybe if you're doing big long haul days on your bike.
Yeah.
And you just don't want to, like, for some reason you need to just pop your phone out and have a conversation with somebody. I mean, maybe, but still, if you get on the bike, you're there to ride the bike.
Yeah,
it's
it's an enjoyment thing, right?
At least it is for us.
Yeah.
So I don't see the point here, really.
But it's also a sort of natural evolution of the radar technology, right?
Yes.
That's the big thing.
So for those of you who haven't been following all of the motorcycle news like we do, basically distance and radar assisted cruise control is a thing now. Mm-hmm. It's on the new Multistrada.
It's on the new H2 as well.
Yes, it is on the new H2. So basically we're starting to get these massively super sensitive motorcycles that can basically they're functionally riding themselves at that point.
Yeah.
They're maintaining distance in front of an object.
They have like adaptive cruise control and all kinds of stuff, you know.
So, but with adaptive cruise control and DCT, it basically is riding itself.
It literally is, yeah.
So this is basically adding steering control to that whole shebang.
I gotta say, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all. Makes me feel bad.
But you'll recall that we did talk about the power steering for dirt bikes that was going to come out. And theoretically, the point of power steering was to allow inherently unstable platforms to be made regardless of their instability.
Yeah, and I remember the power steering system on dirt bikes was cool because if you're coming up, a bunch of ruts and the front end's just like, it would reduce some of that kind of like wandering back and forth. So I guess that same tech could be used in this scenario, you know?
Yeah, and so essentially you're combining all of these crazy wild sensors in there to have the bike literally steer itself. Thus taking the human out of it. We're getting to that Yamaha robot that was supposed to beat Rossi.
Yeah.
I guess they were just a little ahead of their time.
Yes, I would say so. And then also, of course, with all these technologies, you can get stuff like lane keep assist, and it's going to stay in its lane, adaptive cruise control, and all that good stuff.
Blind spot monitors are a part of this.
Blind spot monitor, pretty cool as well. Although I've never really felt the need for one on a bike because it's pretty small, but yeah, I don't know. You know,
you could also just do
you could
that.
Just look. I just feel like blind spot awareness on a motorcycle is not as much because for me, I can feel when a car is right there. You know what I mean? Like I can sense when there's something near me through my peripherals because you're out in the elements. It's different than when you're in a car where like you might not check your blind spot because you're in this big hulking thing, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. It's really, I've never had anybody sneak up on me when I'm out on the road.
Especially not on a car. I've had a bike sometimes sneak up on me because they're smaller, but I can always sense a car right there.
Yeah. Now, this one is real weird. An automated tilting seat that helps position the rider's center of gravity when the automated braking steering interrupts occur. So basically the seat is going to be like, no, you don't skid off the bike. You stay where you're supposed to sit.
That's so strange. I had no idea what I was looking at for a sec. I thought there was a BMW logo in the middle. And I was like, I thought it was like a top-down view of a road. And I'm like, where's the BMW going? But now I know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to sit in a certain position because, automated braking and steering inputs are going to happen, and the bike needs to know that you're in the same spot.
And it's not going to, like, immediately throw you off.
No, I'm not. I don't want to use this.
First of all, beyond the fact that your bike might just decide that you don't need to be there anymore and just buck you off for no reason.
Just goes, yoink, pulls a Renato Finati on your brakes and just yanks on it, you know?
Besides that, so we had the BMW R1250 GS in the shop, the GSA.
Yes.
That thing has heated seats.
Nice.
You cannot remove the seat from the motorcycle without disconnecting the seat from the bike. Imagine trying to like get to the battery on a bike where this is in between you and the battery.
Yeah, in terms of complexion and in terms of you servicing this machine, game over.
Yeah.
Probably so full of wires, probably like a rat's nest in there, you know?
And then what happens if the automated braking system detects that the automatic seat horn adjustment isn't working?
Yeah.
And then the seat doesn't adjust so the brakes don't go off.
Yeah.
And then you hit some minivan.
Yeah. So I will say my truck has adaptive cruise and automatic braking systems to manage that stuff, and it's really jarring even in a big truck like mine. If you're just cruising as adaptive cruise, if someone comes in like here and it thinks you're too close, it'll just go yoink and just slam on the brakes until you're far away from it. Not a big deal in a truck. I'm used to it now, but at first it was weird. I would hate that on a bike.
Oh yeah, no,
like I'm
terrifying.
just on a bike and I just start braking without me touching the front. No.
Yeah.
So again, I come back to what I said in the beginning of this article, where it's like, well, is there merit to building an automatic riding system? No. I don't think so. I think adaptive cruise is interesting on a bike.
It would have been nice if I had adaptive cruise when I was rolling across the country.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
But I still think it should just be an adaptive. Well, here's the thing. An adaptive cruise system needs to have the ability to brake for you. That's the problem with it, right?
I don't know that the Ducati's does.
Does it not brake for you?
I think
Does it just roll off the throttle?
I think it just rolls off the throttle.
Interesting.
That's how I've noticed a lot more. I think it's odd that your truck brakes when it's doing the adaptive cruise. Every time I've experienced adaptive cruise, it's just like it lets off the gas.
Yeah.
And it just lets engine braking do the work.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's what the Duck does.
Yeah. I don't think it has anything to actually... Because then it'd have to have like brake-by-wire and stuff like that. And that's a whole other ball game.
Which we have covered because that's coming. So soon enough, the human will be irrelevant.
Yeah. At some point, everything's going to be electric and it'll just ride itself. And it's like... Cool. What are we doing? What are we doing then?
Yeah.
At that point, we're just going to be riding little mini bikes on our own land and just doing jumps and be like, you guys can keep it. Yeah. You ruined it for everybody.
Good job.
So, sad news from Honda, but we also have some interesting news from Honda, right?
Yes, I'm calling this the Honda Super Hornet Duke 12919.
So, this one, from what I remember, is the Honda Motor Corporation decided to revive the Hornet moniker, which we were like, oh, hell yeah, very cool. Love the Hornet.
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey, it's going to have the Africa Twin engine in it, basically, right?
Yep.
And we're like, okay, that's not great. And then now we're seeing concept drawings be like, hey, it's going to look like a friggin' Duke 890 or Super Duke.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, so Honda's just making a friggin' Duke 890, right?
Yep.
It looks exactly like it.
Yeah, I mean, even down to the tank shape. They've got this, like, top-down view of the tank here, which let me make that big.
Dude.
That is just straight up a KTM tank right there.
Yeah.
It's comical how much it is a Duke, even down to the headlight, man.
The headlight's very Duke-esque, but that very stumpy shaped gas tank like that, super KTM-like, man. Super KTM.
And I'm not saying I'm not here for it, but...
Yeah, you are a KTM sim, so clearly you must like it.
Yeah, but I'm also like, that's not the Hornet.
It's not a Honda. Yeah, it's not a Hornet. Doesn't feel like a Hornet at all.
No. I guess they're...
It's also really raked out.
It's really raked out.
Like, peculiarly raked out.
I gotta believe that's just because it's concept.
It's just a concept drawing. That can't work in real life. It looks like an Akira bike.
Yeah, no. I'd be very interested to see what Honda does here because it is so clearly playing in KTM's pool here.
Yeah.
And I don't like motorcycle people are vain human beings.
Outrageously.
And so they show up, you show up to like a KTM party with this, everybody's going to be like, what do you got the like discount Duke for, dude? It's a Honda. That's so boring.
Yeah. Not
to say that the Africa Twin engine isn't fun, but it ain't no Duke engine.
Yeah. No, the big parallel twin in the Africa, it's a great motor. I mean, the Honda Rebel 1100 we had, very pokey, very fun. I'm sure it'd be just fine. But, yeah, a Hornet, though, to call it that, it just feels like a grab for the past, you know?
Yeah.
When did the Hornet stop production?
2007.
2007? So it's been over 15 years they haven't had a Hornet in the lineup then.
Yep. Yeah, the Hornet was the 599, and then technically the 919 was a Super Hornet.
Yeah.
Everybody here in the States called it the 919.
Yeah. Imagine this bike with a little more Honda visual DNA, but with the V4 from the VFR.
Oh, dude. We've been saying that forever.
Forever, man. But they talk about bikes we wish existed. That'll be one of mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this is just a neat little something that I think is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Generally a bit weird.
Yeah. Scroll down a little bit. Let me see if there's more information on this. It's just kind of concept renderings and other stuff, right? No more information on this.
Yeah, we don't actually have any real data. I do believe it is going to be using the Africa Twin engine. They've been working on a naked bike from that. The patents have been filed. Mm-hmm. But we don't actually have any details on whether it is or is not going to be using that engine, at least not in this article.
I wonder if that engine, if they do put it in there, is going to be hopped up a little bit, because I think stock, it makes like 87 horsepower, 80 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. I think it's like 88. It's like very neutral power.
That's what it is in the Rebel. I think it's 100 in the Africa Twin.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they detuned it for the Rebel.
For the Rebel?
I think it's 177. People can correct me in the stream, but pretty sure those are the numbers.
Yeah. I think this will probably be debuted at EICMA 2022. Yeah. They'll probably have something to show and talk about. We'll see.
They did just release the Hawk again. They brought back the Hawk.
Yeah?
So I guess we'll see. I would love it for an inline 4, though.
Yeah.
Give me the inline 4, give me a V4, or don't.
Yeah, don't call it a Hornet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that brings us to our last piece of news, and this is a story that we have been following for a good long time.
Yeah.
The Te1 Electric Superbike.
Yeah.
The big news here is the Te1 is officially done. The prototype testing is done, and we're actually going to get a reveal this month, or next month.
That's very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. And that really just goes to show you that, like, they're kind of one of the first major brands to be like, yup, we made like a flagship electric superbike.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else has really done that as far as I know. No Yamaha, no Kawasaki, no Suzuki. Harley Davidson has a Livewire, but that's not a superbike.
Nope.
Yeah.
This is meant to be like a speed triple, but electric.
Yeah.
And this thing, they're saying Olin's Brembo M50 monoblocks, and then Triumph's control software, so you know it's going to feel real good.
Dude, Triumph, I love their chassis, man. Yeah. The handling is so good. If this feels anything like the speed triple we have in the shop right now, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. But, I mean, these electric bikes are really interesting because I used to think when we had the Zero way back a couple years ago, I was like, oh, these are all like the same. You know, there's no character to them. There's actually quite a bit to them. You know?
Yeah, when we rode that Harley, it was illuminating.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, like this is cool, you know? I like the Livewire a lot. I bet this is like that, but like times 5, you know?
Yeah.
Probably like, okay, this is serious business.
Because I think the Livewire was making 80 horsepower, and this is going to make another 100 on top of that.
That's a lot, yeah.
I guess the question then becomes how long to charge it and how long the range in sport mode. Because you're not going to put this in Leaf mode. Yeah,
because I think the cool thing about this is it's not trying to be a commuter. It's like, it's a sport bike. It's a weekend toy. It's something kind of quirky and cool. It's maybe a track day toy too, which I think electric bikes are cool for the track because do 30 minutes in, pit in, charge it, do the next session. You know, you have that charge time in between your sessions.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be sick. I mean, this thing's kitted out to the nth degree, you know? Olin's front and rear, Brembo monoblock calipers. I mean, Triumph knows how to build a very good sport motorcycle. It's going to be awesome, I bet.
Yeah. So, very interested to see what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then we have news from Ricky Carmichael about the whole off-road development process here.
I am so curious to see what's going to come out of this and what they're going to make. A lot of people, I think one of the patents showed that they have a patent for a dual sport.
They have to.
And that's really cool. Like, what if they make it look like a cool dual sport, you know? It could finally be like the WR350 that people have always thought about, you know? But I don't even know what displacements they're going to make. They can make 250s, 350s. Are they making 2 strokes? They're making 4 strokes, like 500s, like 450s. What are they making, you know?
They're playing their cards so tight to the chest here.
Nobody knows.
The only thing that we've got here is that so they have the chief product officer here saying that they're 100% capable of winning with these motorcycles. They want to go out and win. So obviously,
winning what? Like, right? Like, I think they said they're doing motocross and enduro bikes, but it's like, well, that's pretty broad, right? Like, is it Supercross? Is it outdoor moto? Are you doing Erzberg? Like, what enduro events are you doing?
Dude, imagine seeing a Triumph climbing out of Erzberg.
Let's be honest, it'll be leaking a little bit of oil. Like, I could say it. I own a Triumph. It's currently leaking oil right now, so whatever. But yeah, I think if they release again, I feel like if they're making an off-road bike, I bet you they're going to make some sort of modular platform based on a frame, right? They'll have, because like it's kind of like the way my Husky is, like my 500. That's basically the 450 motocross frame, but just with other stuff kind of in it. It's got a 6-speed box, a bigger engine, it's a different thing with the suspension, not as beefy suspension. They're probably going to do the same thing, right? It's going to be like some sort of Triumph dirt bike frame that can fit a 250 or a 450 or a 500, whatever they decide, and then probably different wheel combinations for enduro or motocross, a 17 versus an 18-inch rear, 6-speed versus a Supermoto Triumph. Guys, the world's getting crazy. I would be so happy. But that's what I mean. It could be really cool. I just hope, and I know that it will, and I'm so excited to see it when it is. It's going to have that Triumph build quality and that Triumph, like, kind of sex appeal and look about it. You know, like, it's not going to look like some dorky DRZ.
That's the hope. Because that's
what if it does? Oh, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, this bike looks dorky and dumb.
I mean, the hope is that Triumph, of any motorcycling company out there, could finally go build one that doesn't look like a dual sport.
Dude, what if they put like street triple headlights on a dual sport? That would look so dumb.
Well, we saw that one WR last week in the Yamcast where the guy had basically that.
Oh, that was horrible. Yeah, if it looks like that, nobody will buy it. No, I bet you they're going to do just like one single round headlight with a ring. I bet you that's how it'll look. I want to see it. But like you said, they're holding it so close to the chest. All that they're saying is, it's like, oh, it's going to win at the highest levels and blah, blah, blah. Honestly, though, win at the highest levels, I'm just going to say it, good luck.
Yeah.
KTMs are ridiculous nowadays. KTMs and Huskies are ridiculous. They dominate everything.
It's how they make their money.
Yeah. They dominate everything.
Except GP.
Except hard, yeah. Not even close. I wish we could talk about GP. There's so much to talk about. But we can't. We weren't going to talk about GP on this podcast. I think that rounds out our news for the week, does it not?
That does round out the news.
Alrighty, let's move on to the bikes we wish existed. Welcome, folks, to another episode of Yammy Noob. Today we're talking about the bikes that we wish existed. Now, there's a lot of motorcycles out there currently in the world, but there's lots that we wish kind of existed as well. Sometimes you wish a certain frame had a certain engine combination, or maybe you just wish that a certain Suzuki would be turbocharged from the factory. That would make everybody really happy.
And at least it make two people real happy.
Certainly it would. Spite, why don't you lead us off before we jump into the DM portion of all the boys on Discord with their bikes? What's a motorcycle you wish existed?
Man, it's tough because part of me is just like, obviously the Bronx, 100%, right? But that's the low hanging fruit, right? Obviously, I think it's coming. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
But for me, I think something that truly needs to exist in the world is the fuel injected DRZ. The fuel injected DRZ
Preach.
is probably going to be one of those things that's transformative for the dual sport space, because it's like all of a sudden everybody's like, oh no, we need to get a really good dual sport put together now.
I would love if Suzuki did that, if the press release said bold new fuel injection.
That would be great.
They had the audacity to put out a press release that was like, we got all new models for 22 and 23. It was all colors.
Yep.
I'm like, go yourselves.
The Busa is now white and blue instead of white and red.
Wow.
Whole
Very
new
cool.
skew.
Very, very cool. Yeah, fuel injected DRZ. I think it's the way.
I think it's one of the ones that could really transform, give a kick in the pants to the dual sport space. It immediately then becomes, for any tall beginner, the perfect sport bike to start on. The Supermoto
sport bike. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Sport bike.
Yeah,
you know,
sporty.
A bike where you can like go
hit
lean
corners,
hard.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to fit super comfortably on, your little R3.
No.
So
not if
get
you're
the
a big
DRZ,
guy.
and it's fuel injected, and then you don't have to deal with the freaking carburetors anymore.
Yeah.
That just seems like the bike, to me, that would be the most revolutionary now. But how about you?
I have an oddball one. I was really thinking the other day of how I don't know why this occurred to me, but I just so deeply missed the ZH2. So deeply. Like, I was like, God, that was such a fun bike. Loved it so much. I kind of wish that Kawasaki would make that supercharged cruiser they've been talking about.
That would be really
like
cool.
Like some sort of supercharged cruiser motorcycle. I don't know what it would look like or how it would look, but I feel like the Giga Cruiser lineup right now is kind of just held in place by the Rocket 3.
Yep.
Which is a really crazy motorcycle that even exists, Yeah. Because that's a bike that sounds like it was dreamed up by a 9-year-old. But a supercharged H2 Cruiser, I think that would be my choice.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun, and I think that would be... If we have the Rocket, we have this supercharged cruiser, then Harley's got to do something.
Yeah.
Because you're not just going to be like, yeah, we own power cruisers and have just a 117.
Yeah. So you ain't
No, you basically need the 131 crate motor in a bike and just have it be stripped down, blacked out, and just all about going fast in a straight line.
Well, if I remember, Harley has a patent for a supercharged V-twin, don't they?
They do. Yeah, we talked about that in a while. I hope that comes
to fruition. That would be badass.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some forced induction motorcycle, folks. I'm addicted to them. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're the future of crazy power.
Yeah.
And my God, the ZH2 was so wild.
The ZH2 was awesome. After the Brox kit, those are my favorite bikes ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think we can also talk about, just for a second, that V4 Honda Naked bike using the VTEC Interceptor engine.
So cool. That would be so cool. And if they could do it for a price point that made sense.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. That would kind of be like a Ducati killer in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make the same sounds as a V4 SP, Street Fighter, but it would be a lot less.
They would need to bump up the power quite a bit.
A whole lot.
If they wanted to, because it's currently making 100.
Bring back the 1200.
Yeah, the 1200. Holy cow, that
Yeah.
thing was a monster.
Yeah. I think if one more I could add, and I've said it before on the Yamcast many, many times, I just want an XSR1.
Oh, yeah, dude. The XSR1.
I just want an MT10 that doesn't look like ass. I want a classic-looking neo-retro MT10. I would buy that tomorrow.
Yeah.
That would be so sick.
Game over.
Game
Honda or Yamaha would win.
They'd win.
Yeah.
Like, you're done. You won. That's it. Game over.
Yep.
But let's see what the boys had to say about their bikes they wish they existed.
Starting out, we have Full Metal Corgi here.
Full Metal Corgi says, bike I wish existed besides a factory Turbo Hayabusa, a factory supercharged Rocket 3. Now,
because it needs more power.
Yeah, Full Metal Corgi, I don't know if you've ever ridden a stock Rocket 3 of the new ones. The last thing I wanted when I rode that bike was more power. It already was insane. And with the forward controls like the one I rode, it was like a lazy boy that wanted to take off into space. It was amazing. But supercharged Rocket 3, I know they make kits for them, but dude, I don't know about that. What do you think?
Nah, dude. I'm not there for that one.
It's too much. It's too much.
It already has so much torque. We're talking
like
about
160 foot-pounds of torque.
Yep. That's a ton of torque.
It's got a bigger motor than your car.
23.
It's a 2.5 liter 3-cylinder.
It's 2.5?
The Rocket's a 2.5.
My car's 2.3.
That's nuts.
Yep. God damn.
It ain't bigger than my car. I got a big old truck.
Ram 1500.
Got a Ram 1500 came with the DUI when I bought it.
Next up, we got Two Wheel Capo.
Hey, Zero Capo says, a bike I wish existed, XSR 1000, MT10 that isn't as ugly. We just said it. Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
Spoodsy is up next.
Spodsy, an interesting option here. A Turbo Busa with an NC750 frunk. Where would the gas go? If you had a frunk.
Under the seat?
Under the seat, maybe? That feels like a drag bike. It's like gas under the seat and like nothing in the tank, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be a good spot for it.
That would be a good spot. And we have said the Turbo Busa could be a pretty good daily.
It's actually remarkably comfortable.
It's very comfortable. And the power doesn't come on that savagely. I would daily it for a month. I wouldn't mind. Make my commutes a little more fun.
Or just a bunch of degenerates.
Not in this heat, though, because I'm pretty sure the Busa would kill itself riding in like 108 degrees.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't trust
hot.
it. It's too damn hot.
Because the bike itself runs real hot anyway right now.
Yeah, but it runs cool as a top, though. The temp gauge is right in the middle. But I don't want to chance it running in this heat and doing slow speeds. No. I've already had enough problems with that bike.
You don't want to warp another head?
No, never again do I want to be like, I got to take the Turbo Busa to the guy again. Like, I dealt with that for a fucking year, dude. Never again.
Next up, the Chazen.
The Chazen. A factory diesel KLR, or bring back the Van with EFI and disc brakes. Both very good options, honestly.
Yeah.
A diesel KLR.
Well, they made them for the military.
They did. Yeah, they had the diesel KLRs, but imagine a factory diesel KLR. What would be the benefits of that? Let me think. Diesel is a much more expensive fuel source right now. Mm-hmm. So that's not good. Fuel economy, maybe?
They're supposed to be mega reliable.
Yeah.
Like, they're supposed to be the kind... Like, you can take a diesel KLR and do things that would make a normal KLR cry mercy.
Yeah.
I think their diesels run cooler, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. I know that they have crazy compression ratios because there's no spark. They like just squish the stuff until it blows up. That's science for you, folks. That's what you're here for.
Squish the stuff.
You put the stuff in the engine, it squishes it till it blows up, and then you get power.
Imagine what that would sound like.
Probably sound awful. All diesels sound awful right now.
The regular KLR sounds bad enough.
Why not factory turbo diesel KLR? For all the torques.
Let's get that Cummins turbo diesel.
Cummins turbo diesel. But a Van with EFI would be fun. I think it's a damn shame the Van isn't made anymore. That was a fun, cool little bike. Kind of a little T-dub.
Did they already discontinue it?
It's discontinued, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
that was
gone.
fast.
It's gone. Yeah, it got chopped.
Well, it's because it's Suzuki.
Yeah.
They're just like...
There's no remorse.
Yeah.
It's like you have so much history. There's like, we don't care. Bah, it's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if they just sent out a memo. It's like, yeah, we're not making the 750 anymore. We're like, oh my God. And they're just like, we don't care. Boom.
Like, you have a Gixxer 1000. Let's be real. If you want 150 horsepower, just get to 200. You'll be fine.
You'll get fine. Yeah. Just put it in D mode. That's a Gixxer 750.
Vince 82 is next.
Vince 82. Bike I wish existed, an electric cruiser. Why does every electric manufacturer focus on performance? Make a 600-pound, 60-horsepower cruiser, but electric. Bob around, low performance, lots of range, lots of torque, but no, we need to have a Damon, an Energica, and Zero with in-app purchases.
Is this a post?
It seems like it, but I don't think it is. Well, the reason that electric bikes focus on performance is because they kind of naturally fit into that, right?
Yeah.
Like you have something that makes prodigious amounts of power and torque you can package in a small frame. Yeah,
really
why not?
easy to maintain.
Easy to maintain. I don't see the benefit of having something that's 600 pounds with 60 horsepower.
Massive range. That's the only thing I can think of. If weight is no object, and on cruisers, let's face it, it's not.
Yeah.
You can make a massive tank for it.
I guess that's true. Here's the thing, though. The cruiser audience is probably the most against electrics from I've ever seen. You know, like those people are remiss to give up air-cooled V-twins, right? Like they don't even want liquid-cooled multi-cylinder engines. You can't convince them to go electric.
They want their lumpy taint massager.
Yeah. You know, you could have an electric bike that has a taint massaging feature.
Yeah,
if you
could.
You could mimic the feeling. You could just go, grr, 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 right?
Well, so it was the... What was it on the Livewire where it vibrated?
It had that heartbeat thing. Remember? Yeah, that was weird.
Where it was like it was stopped and it was like, no, it's alive because you can feel the heartbeat.
Yeah, that was really weird. I thought it was just me, and I'm like, no, the bike's doing something. And it had that little light. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of a gimmick, but I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. An electric cruiser. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Basil's up next.
Basil, I want to see a full-on Tron light cycle kit / mod bike that was every Gen Xer's dream bike growing up.
Pretty sure that is a thing.
That's a thing. That's the hubless wheel thing.
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, you can definitely do this now.
Yeah, that's a technology that exists. I don't think it's like, able to be in production, but it exists.
Well, there is that, I don't remember the name of it anymore, but it's on a thumbnail that says 737 foot-pounds. Torquiest bikes of all time.
Oh,
that list, it's on there with the hubless wheel.
I remember that, yeah.
And it puts down a stupid amount of torque.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things where it's like, because the engine runs at 0 RPM,
yeah,
you're not actually going to get 700 foot-pounds, which is a bummer.
Bikes I would like to see made, says Infernal Saxon, a 3-cylinder Kawasaki like the Mach 3, and for Kawasaki to switch the 650 to a 360-degree crank. Now, that would be kind of cool. They would kind of eschew the 180, go to a 360. It would feel more like the Benelli. That could be nice. Something a little different from the 270s, because if they just do the 270, they'll be like, you're just trying to be an MT-07.
I'd rather it be an MT-07, honestly.
I would too, but I just feel like if they did that, they would get mercilessly dunked on. They'd just be like, you're just making an MT-07. I mean, they did that with the Z125 and the Grom. They were like, we're literally just going to make Grom. And everyone's like, okay.
And there was a massive contingent of Z125 people.
It's true. A 3-cylinder Cowie like the old Mach 3, an old Widowmaker style bike. That could be kind of cool. That one was a 2-stroke and it had drum brakes, which made it insane.
Yeah.
And skinny little tires. But, a new 3-cylinder Cowie, that could be kind of neat.
They could take the Z900 RS platform,
turn it into an MT-09.
Just turn it into an MT-09. Call it a day.
That's what they do. They turn the Z650 to a 270 and then turn the Z900 into a 3-cylinder, and it's like,
job done.
This is just Yamaha. Like, what's going on?
Crazy Jimmy is next.
Crazy Jimmy. I wish they'd bring back the SV1000 with the looks of the Gen 3 SV650, not the ugly older ones. Bring it back with the 1000cc V-twin instead of the i4 from the Jixes. We need that and an XSR1 to compete with each other. That could be kind of cool. Bring back the SV1000. That was a great bike.
Yeah.
The Mega SV.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Yeah.
I've never ridden one, but much like all the people who ride on FZ1s and FZ6s, if you get somebody who's on an SV1 talking about it, they will not shut up about it.
Yes. I think it'd be cool because, like, the big twin bikes were kind of all the rage in the early 2000s. Bring back, like, RC51s, TL1000s, awesome. SV1000s, kind of bring back the... I mean, I feel like it would make a lot of sense in today's world of big torque first engines. They've got all the patents. Just print out new SV1000s.
And then KTM would be like, no,
KTM's like,
RC8R.
this is what we do. Get the off our turf.
Just imagine them taking the fairings off of a bike and just putting it on a Super Duke and being like, there you go. Shut up. Stop talking about it.
Oh, how sweet would that be? Speaking of bikes I'd love, is just take the Super Duke and do the speed triple treatment with it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, that'd be so good.
Just make it less ugly.
Yeah, please. Please make it less ugly.
Ride Red, Bleed Blue is next.
Ride Red, Bleed Blue says Honda VTR and VFR revivals in competitive lightweight naked/retro and ADV models to sell to the masses. The VTR. Which one's that one? I can't remember.
VTR V-Twin Racing would have been probably right around RC51 era.
Oh, okay. I don't know how that would work as a ADV model. I'm sure it would work as like a naked/retro bike type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like Honda's definitely going towards the parallel twin and twin market.
So sad.
They're not really doing a whole lot with the inline fours. I think right now the only inline four bikes they sell, CB650R and CBR 650R, the 600 and the 1000, the CB1000, the Fireblade, and CBR.
Those are the only. It's the sport bikes.
Sport bikes, yeah. The sport bikes are inline fours, yeah. But they only have those two, the 1000 and the 650. I guess they also make the 1100, the air-cooled one, the super retro one.
Right, that's right. I forgot about that.
That's kind of a cool bike. That's all they have, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chancey Boy is next.
Chancey Boy says, I want Honda to make a scrambler again now that ADVs and dual sports are big. Take one of their modern UJM bikes or the Neo Retro line and high swept pipes and better suspension to compete with Triumphs. That could be interesting. I mean, Triumphs had pretty good success building their big scrambler, the 1200. What bike could Honda do that with? I'm trying to think.
Man, they would probably need to revive an old V-twin.
Yeah, because it definitely wouldn't work with the big inline fours.
Nope.
That'd
and
make
their,
a weird
their parallel
scrambler.
twins are. And I mean, the I guess you could make it happen with
just do it from the Africa twin.
Just strip down the Africa twin.
That would make a
twin's
pretty
huge.
It's a big bike. Yeah, strip it back, make it like a naked Africa twin scrambler thing.
That could be neat.
That could do well. Yeah.
Devin the Dirt Turd.
Excellent name. The diesel-powered Marine Corps KLR 650 should make a comeback. The 600-mile range on a single tank could be a game-changer for those of us ADV riders who really don't like other people.
God damn. Imagine getting 600 miles.
That's nuts. That's what my truck does.
Damn.
Yeah. Like a KLR to do that?
That's
on like what, like 5 or 6 gallons?
So I think the OG KLR, because that was Gen 1 KLRs.
Gen 1, yeah.
And they had like a 5-ish gallon gas tank, like 5 something.
Was that it?
Mine is now 6.1 gallons.
Yeah.
If you could get 6.1 gallons worth of diesel and just run, you could literally run from one side of the country to the other, basically.
That's crazy.
Or from one side of Texas to the other.
I was going to say, yeah. Diesel KLRs, the people want them. You heard it here first.
Yup. Next up, we got Kagamaizen.
Kagamaizen says, the bike that does not exist yet, the VR052T Mospeada from Genesis Climber Mospeada. I know in the West as the third generation of the Robotech saga.
Is this like Gundam?
Maybe. I think he misunderstood the assignment, but we're now talking about Gundam.
Well, this is basically like he wants the Akira bike, but some version of that from the Gundam.
You know, I know we were talking about radar and adaptive cruise control, but I think the tech needs to evolve quite a bit for us to get that.
Apparently, Japan's just got one chilling in a city somewhere. They just got a Gundam that sits there.
What?
Yeah.
Like a real one?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's like a couple of stories tall.
Wow. And it can do Gundam things?
I don't think it's very fast, but yeah, it's a big like walking robot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Honaha Yamada. Holy shit. This guy.
No, I've asked you guys at the sense. Oh, okay. Honaha Yamada says, what's up, dudes? I got a couple motorcycles I'd like to exist or brought back is for sure the B-King. Yes, the B-King for sure. The Honda Tesseract they never built, and a cooler version of the Honda ST. The B King for obvious reasons. It was made before the prime of the Hyper Nakeds, and I think it was made between 2018 and 2021, they would have sold much better, and if Suzuki peeked its head out of its butt, they would have maybe continued it and made it better. Totally agree about the B King. Way before its time. If that had made it later on, it would have worked.
It was also butt ugly.
It was ugly, yeah, but it could have worked. The Yamaha Tesseract would have been a really weird and cool bike for some people as well if it was made dirt capable. It could have brought a whole new category since it's a kind of mix between a quad and a dirt bike since it has the 4 wheels, not a motorcycle. I feel like it could have been a motorcycle version of what old Jeeps are for off-road. With the Honda ST, since it's a transversely mounted V4, if they made the engine look cool and made the centerpiece aesthetics-wise like the Moto Guzzi's, got the exhaust note more appealing like the old Honda Sabres, and made the front end look less goofy, it could have been a pretty damn cool bike in my opinion. But it's Honda, LOL. I mean, I love Honda, but with all the potential their bikes have and what little they do with it makes me sad, and like everyone else, wish they did what they used to do and make more interesting bikes. Anywho, sorry for the book. Apology accepted. I hope you are well and you really enjoyed San Diego, my hometown. Take care. I actually don't know what the Tesseract is off the top of my head.
The Tesseract, we covered it, didn't we? Yeah, the Tesseract was a weird concept bike where it was basically... It was a motorcycle in between 4 swing arms. Mm-hmm. And the 4 swing arms were each one had a tire, and it was basically like a Niken, but with 4 wheels.
Wow.
So it was basically like a super quad.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I think it had I can't remember if it had an inline 4 or a triple.
Yeah.
It might have been the triple that they were planning on putting in it. Really weird object.
Yeah.
You'll see a picture of it, of course, when we're talking about it, but you should definitely check it out because that thing is nuts.
Sweet.
Ant 517.
They say it'd be super sketchy but super cool if there was a production version of Christian Bale's Bat Bike. Probably terrible and not makes much sense, but it'd be super wild. I think a lot of people would love Bat Bikes to exist. It's pretty ubiquitous kind of thing.
That one had like 300, because they actually made it.
Yes, they did for the movie.
Yeah, and so it had like 300 section tires front and back.
Sportster S, eat your heart out.
Oh, yeah. Imagine the turn-in feel on a bike with a 300 section front tire. You'd have to steer all with like body English and stuff.
That's what you need with power steering.
Yeah.
That's why you need it.
Magic Toaster. Here we go.
Magic Toaster, electric Hayabusa, 300 to 400 horsepower, 200 plus range on the highway, and 8-second quarter-mile times, but weighs over 1,000. Can't stop, can't turn, but who cares? Because Busa. I think electric Hayabusa is an absolute sin.
Do you believe, as an honest-to-God Turbo Busa boy,
yes,
that the Busa needs more power?
No. I think 270 wheel is as much as I'll ever want, I think.
We've got the bigger boost springs.
We do. And I've got the guy who said, whenever you want, just call me up. We'll tune it for C16. And I'm like, no thanks. You've ridden it. Do you think it needs more power?
Sure, why not? Next up, we've got Whimsical Stray.
Whimsical Stray, following up the Triumph Dual Sports and dirt bikes, I hope Triumph makes a dual sport with a more 1960s scrambler styling. Seems right up their alley. I'm very much hoping for that. And also would a Kawasaki H2 Cruiser be a Vulcan? The Volcano? That'd be a good name. The Volcano. Dude, I guess it would be a Vulcan. Yeah,
because they have the 650
Vaquero?
and they have the 900 Vulcans.
They got the big honkin' stonkin' boys, too. The 1600s, the 1800s, I think.
Yeah, the like proper.
Yeah.
The Star Venture is the Yamaha. I think
whatever
it is the Vaquero.
I think it's Vaquero. Yeah, whatever that is. Just make like a 2200cc V-twin that's supercharged. Supercharge an Arch engine, basically, and make that a Cowie.
Thing is the Arch engine is basic. The Arch engine is an S&S twin cam, basically. It's just straight up a big ass Harley engine.
Yeah. So boost it. It's got low compression, right? It'll be fine.
Next up, Squid Ceviche.
Last up here says XSR 1000 or XSR 1. I know Yam toyed with the idea of this bike before, and it got stuck in my mind ever since. The fact that the XSR line doesn't have that CP4 on a retro-style bike yet just bums me. oh well, maybe we can have an MT10 and a mildly cafe it out. That ought to be a sweet ride. IMHO. Yeah, another MT10 wannabe XSR1.
Do you remember the MT01?
Mm-hmm.
The
huge
V-twin?
air-cooled V-twin one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I want to ride one of those.
I just
so
love how they were
bad.
like, that wouldn't work in America. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's
would've been
exactly what they
perfect.
want here.
It had like 5 gears. It was all
Yeah.
weird and wrong.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. But all right, boys, we hope you've enjoyed this segment of bikes we wish existed. If you want to see the whole segment on the Yamcast, be sure to go back in our catalog and check it out. We're now going to move on to the trivia contest.
Here we go.
All right, folks, welcome to the final section of the Yamcast. We are doing another trivia. Spite wanted to go back to the mat, see if he could beat me this time. It's 2-1 in my favor. I did lose the last round, unfortunately.
Yep.
So I do have to ride at some point a Craigslist crap bike. But what's the punishment going to be this week? Do we know yet?
We're going to have to see. We might have some suggestions down later on. And yeah, it looks like we're going to have some punishment suggestions later.
Cool.
So, you ready to do this?
Let's begin
Ready
the
to throw
trivia.
down?
Let's go. What's the first question here?
Maybe
we make it full screen so we can't see the answers.
I can't read the answers.
I can barely read them, so.
If you've got fancy vision, then maybe you can.
My vision is really bad. I wear like very, very intense contacts. All right. So the first question is, the first Harley-Davidson motorcycle built in 1903 used what for a carburetor? What the hell?
You mean like what it was built out of? Because if you're thinking what it was built out of,
no, I think this was before carburetors were invented, so it used something to mix the air and fuel.
it was built in something stupid. It was like a beer can that they were putting this in.
Yeah,
it was like
used what for a carburetor? I'm gonna say a tambourine.
I think it was a can of something. I did they have canned beer back in 1903?
Say canned beer.
I think it was a beer can.
All right, let's see. Oh, a tomato soup can.
That was close.
That was very close, but not quite. You did say can, so I'll give you half.
Point.
Yeah.
Wear the Predator helmet for the next question.
Well, hold on.
Oh boy, here we go. Have you put on the Predator helmet yet?
I don't think so.
You're gonna love this, boys. It's the first time putting on the Predator helmet.
Okay. This is only for the next question. Then I'm gonna go take it off. Okay.
Can you feel the sophistication?
I can feel the leather
Yeah.
inside.
It's not good.
It's not.
Have you closed it and checked out the field of view?
Oh God! Wow.
Now imagine riding a motorcycle with that on.
Yeah. No, thanks. All right. Next question here.
Next question.
Which is the most selling motorcycle? Bonus point. When did it first start production? I think it's the Harley Davidson's. No. It's the
Super
Honda
Cub.
Super Cub. Yeah, it's the Honda Super Cub.
Started in...
I think it started in 19... it's 50 or 60 something. So it's Honda Super Cub 125, and it would be, I'm going to say 1958. That's my answer.
That's actually the year I was going to pick too.
Okay.
It was Honda Super Cub 1958.
Let's see.
Nice. And that one was...
We know something.
Yup. That one was just straight up in the dome.
Yeah, that sounded so right. I was like, 58? I was like, yeah, that sounds right.
Because it was built right around when we were doing all the like GI Bill stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that because it was like, you meet the nicest people on a Honda and it was all in the cookie cutter houses post-war.
I thought you were going to say, it's when we were doing all that crazy stuff in Korea. I'm like, yeah, it was.
Unfortunately,
I'm going to go take this crap off. 1 sec.
You want to just throw it in the dumpster, or are we going to keep it some more? So you're still behind by a half point.
Half a point. Yep, half a point down. Day, month, and year of first ever MotoGP race. Now, this might be a trick question because you had the Grand Prix 500s, and then you had your actual MotoGP race. So which one is it? You got to gamble. You got to gamble on this. If you're talking like actual MotoGP, I want to say, wow, God.
Do they mean like the current class of MotoGP?
Yeah, like because like MotoGP got rebranded from like the 500cc World Championship in like the 90s at some point.
Yeah.
Because Mick Doohan won the 500cc World Champion Racing, whatever the it was called.
Yeah.
MotoGP, I think, started in like, God, I want to say like 1998 or something like that. But I don't know if that's how they phrased this.
Yeah, that's tough. I think it was... I'm going to go when it was the first GP era race, and I think it was like 2000. Wasn't that the 2000?
2000?
Yeah.
Could have been. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we got to give a day, month, and year. So what's your day, month, and year?
March.
Got to do March, yeah.
March 21st, 2000. No, 1999.
1999. I'm going to say March 16th, 2001.
2001.
Yeah.
All right.
See, that's 500
the thing.
It's 500 cc. So
technically, I was closer.
You don't get a half a point for that. Get out of here. Ooh.
Supercross.
Where did the name Supercross originate? Holy crap, I have no clue.
Okay, so my guess is it's from Superbikers, where Supermotos came from. I think that's where it gets its name. It was the TV show Superbikers.
I think Supercross is a combination of motocross and superbike. That's my guess.
Okay.
Okay, in 1972, the first motocross race held inside a stadium was dubbed the Los Angeles Coliseum and dubbed the Super Bowl of motocross. The indoor motocross was popular and later shorthanded to Supercross. So I was closer. I got half of it. I got motocross as part of it.
Yeah.
I got the super part of it incorrect.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a cool thing.
That is neat.
Super Bowl of motocross. Yeah.
Were
Have you
you
ever
close
been to
enough to a Supercross?
Yeah.
No.
Fucking wild. If you ever want to see like Kyle's in their element, that's the place to do it.
Because it's all in...
It's in a big stadium, and they
Yeah.
got like flames shooting out and people doing crazy jumps.
I imagine that there's
It's
also
wild.
like monster trucks and stuff.
Probably. I don't remember seeing them. But yeah, I went in like 2017. It was a lot of fun. So I think that's a half point for me. I got motocross right in that.
Yeah.
Because you just said superbikers.
Well, Superbikers had motocross in it.
You didn't say the word motocross in your answer. I'm going to give myself a half point.
All right. I will begrudgingly give you a half
we're
point.
even.
What is the first stunt event Evel Knievel performed, and what motorcycle? He was riding an XR750.
Yeah, he was running XR750. We know that. But the first stunt he performed, didn't he jump a fountain in Las Vegas? That's going to be my guess. He jumped a fountain in Las Vegas.
Like the Bellagio fountain?
I think so.
Well, so I don't say the same thing. I'm going to say he jumped buses.
Okay. Jump some buses. The first obstacle would be 2 mountain lions and a cage of rattlesnakes. Successfully landed the jump, but smashed into the edge of the box. All the snakes got out, and the people had to run down the mountain. Wow. And he actually did it on a 305 Scrambler from Honda. Well,
Wow.
We're both completely wrong.
Yeah. Oh, well. Boy.
Okay, Fullmetal Corgi. What are the 2 main reasons Gen 1 Busas are preferable to Turbo over a Gen 2, assuming an entirely drop-in build? 0.5 points each. I know this. I'm just going to answer it.
It's lower compression engine.
Yeah, Gen 1 Busas have a lower compression ratio over Gen 2 Busas, meaning that you can just boost them and it's not going to be as much of an issue. And I believe, let me consider the other reason, because I only ever think of that one reason. It's been a long time since I thought about my Turbo Busa. I got nothing. It's just the compression ratio. I know that.
I'm just trying to think. Just knowing what I know about Busas, which is all the memes. I'm going to guess as my second, because it is the compression, as one. I'm going to guess that it has something to do with the frame construction and the way that the frame is just built around the engine.
For packaging?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your answer. I'm going to guess that it has to do with the electronics on the Gen 2. I'm going to guess that the fuel management or the TC or something makes it all funky. That's going to be my guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot
Let's
that the Gen 2 has a bunch of electronics on there.
Lower compression ratio and stronger valve springs. Oh, bummer. We didn't get the valve springs.
But we're both right on the compression.
Yeah. Loser has to do a living with video on a Honda Metropolitan. Well,
What the fuck is that?
I have no idea what that is, but maybe we'll consider that. I don't even know what that bike is. So we both got that half, so we're both even.
Yep.
Both even. In June 2014, the LAPD drew nationwide attention when they added the blank motorcycle to its fleet. Hint, the motorcycle was praised over the traditional bulky Harley-Davidson and BMW bikes for its stealth, low operational cost, immediate tactical advantage, and green environmental impact.
We just were in
June 2014.
immediate tactical advantage. It's not bulky.
They added the blank motorcycle to its fleet.
It's got to be a Honda.
I'm just going to say the electric motorcycle because it's phrased kind of weird. That's going to be my guess.
What electric motorcycle came out? It would have had to be a Zero of some kind.
I guess, yeah.
So that would be the Zero.
What's the dual sport?
It would have
one?
been
I
the
forgot.
S.
The S, yeah.
The only one that was out in 2014 was the S.
Yeah. Hey!
I called Zero,
I said electric,
but I gave you the brand.
but I started saying electric. You want to call it even?
I think we call it
We didn't
even.
really get it. It's MMX Stealth. We were never going to get that.
Yeah.
Publicly asked Ducati North America for a hall pass / forgiveness after bashing the Multistrada V4 and let YN.co try more bikes. That's never going to happen.
No, Ducati, we're persona non grata there.
Yeah.
Okay, next up.
What major manufacturer owns 49% of motorcycle / ATV / side-by-side / parts manufacturing company CF Moto? What manufacturer
Motors.
owns 49% of CF Moto? Yeah, I want to say QJ. That seems right. Let's see. KTM?
Fuck, we had the.
We did that, didn't we? Oh, we're idiots.
Yeah, we had the
literally
list.
covered that story.
Yep. Damn.
Oh my god, dude, we're idiots.
That's right, though. That's because CF Moto's the one that builds their motors for them.
Yes.
Duh.
Hermes accompanies Kino as they travel across the land in Kino's journey, a light novel and anime series. Hermes, is a talking British pre-World War II Rolls-Royce of motorcycle and guaranteed to be able to do 100 miles per hour. Name the make and model of Hermes.
Vincent Black Shadow.
Hermes is a talking British pre-World War II Rolls-Royce of motorcycle. Yeah, I'm going to say it's a Vincent as well. I don't think it's a Black Shadow because, well, it could be.
I think that's what they described the Black Shadow as. And it was
Yeah.
the fast bike.
Yeah. Rolls-Royce of motorcycle. I'm just going to say Vincent Shadow.
Bruff Superior.
God damn it. I thought that was the other one I was thinking of. Damn.
A week-long living with review of a high-vis Aerostitch one-piece suit.
Those are so expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, like I would love to buy one as a meme, but they're like over $1,000.
We do have a high-vis rain suit, though.
We do, and it's just as good.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something of like, do people notice you more in the high vis? Somehow test that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Maybe we could do a video, like we do a video where like one of us rides in all black and one of us rides in total high vis.
Dude, Nelson Riggs sent us a black suit, and they sent us a yellow suit.
Dude, that could be a perfect video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good one. That's a good punishment right there.
Especially in this heat, Jesus. That's a good punishment.
Here we go.
All right. Hartman Foscari asks, what types of motorcycle engines are available in DCT?
Oh my God.
Every time. Cylinders and how they are set up. Example V10. All right, let's think here.
They're all Hondas.
Honda's the only game in town for
Flat
DCTs.
six.
They got a flat 6.
They've got the Africa Twin is DCT, so parallel twin. Flat 6 P Twin.
Okay, that's your answers? Mm-hmm. I'm going to say flat 6, P Twin, and V4. The VFR is a DCT. The VFR 1200.
Oh yeah, the 1200 V. Yeah.
I don't know if they still make it.
They don't still make it,
But
so that
I know it was offered, but that's my guess. I'm gonna say those three.
Okay. V4 P20. Yep,
Yes.
you're right.
Yes.
I completely forgot about the VFR.
Yeah. So you get half a point for that because you got two of them, and I'll get a full point. So
Yep.
I'm up half a point.
Yeah. Close one.
Come on. I don't want to wear high vis again. When did Giacomo Agostini win his first championship, world championship? Ooh, I want to say, damn, dude. I'm going to say 1972.
Question.
Wait, no. 1968.
Yeah, because the question is, which bike was he riding at that point?
I know what he was riding. He was riding MV Augusta. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason he got all the championships, because there was like a rule thing.
And that was back when MV was doing like, they actually cared.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
68.
with, I'm probably going to go with 69, just because. It's probably 68.
I don't know if it is. Let's see.
But I think it's 69. 66.
Oh! God, that guy's old. Jesus. I've seen him at the side on the racetrack. He won his first championship in 66. That was like almost 60 years ago.
God damn.
That was a long time ago.
They basically have to just wheel him out every now and again.
It's the eternal soul of Giacomo Agostini. All right, next up.
That's it. You win. God damn it.
Yes! 3-1.
Damn.
There was that one trivia we did that was like all Harley questions, and I was like, I'm gonna lose. So I think the punishment that we got
was...
I think the high vis one is interesting.
Yep.
So what do we want to do with that? It says a week-long live-in review with the high vis Aerostitch suit. I think it's more interesting to do a high vis, like, kind of like, is it better video?
Yeah.
You know?
We get like light meters and shit and bounce light off of them.
Somehow figure out a way, yeah.
How can we empirically measure high vis?
I'm not sure.
We'll have to figure it out.
Maybe we can have Derek sit on the side of the road and take a video of us going by and just look at the video and be like, which one looks more apparent, you know?
Yeah.
Because I forgot about that rain suit. It's nuclear.
It's nuclear.
It is like neon yellow.
Yup.
Yeah. But all right, guys, that's yet another week of me absolutely trouncing Spite in a game of trivia.
Point.
Tune in next time. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, you can always join over at yamanoob.co if you've made it this far on the Yamcast. I guarantee you will love joining our Discord server. We'll catch you in the next one. See you later.
Keep watching Yamanoobs.